Hi, it's Queens Talking Reality. I'm Farah.
And
And
I am Elisa.
please like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel. But today we're going to be talking about Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 14, Good Cause, Bad Vibes. Let's get right into it. First scene, which we've seen in many other episodes. Jackie and Simone, the typical meeting in Jackie's office and having lunch and talking. I mean, it seemed like the topic was about Phaedra and Phaedra not coming back and how she feel. I agree with Jackie that Phaedra caused whatever happened to herself. Basically, Phaedra said that Apollo gets jealous or feel type of way when she starts dating or have men around. But then you're gonna bring his friend to the trip. So
Exactly.
So she knew exactly what she was doing. She wanted a reaction for Apollo, but it kind of blew up in her face because he brought his wife and the wife checked her. They said that it got really nasty between Phaedra and Apollo's, well, now I guess ex-wife, and she went in at Phaedra. But for some reason, they didn't really show it. So I think they really edited it where it was just like you just saw a little tidbit of what happened. But Heavenly on her YouTube channel said it was really bad, and she really cursed the hell out of Phaedra.
I think they're trying to make it like so it's not like love and hip hop. Because I think it's like it's treading along a thin line right now where King is storming and Dr. G is treading a thin line on like going from professionalism to
To get
hood rat behavior. So I think like putting too much in that episode of hood rat behavior is just too much. So I can see why they would edit that out. You already got the meat and potatoes of Greg and King, like, locking horns. So now you don't want to just do too much where it starts turning into hood radish.
I want to see all the nonsense going on because first of all, Phaedra's not a doctor. We need a scene from Phaedra. I think they should have showed what's going on with the girlfriend, the ex-wife. I mean, cursing Phaedra out. We needed to see that, but that episode was heavy because remember we had Sweet Tea and Heavenly going at it, and I think they should have maybe just broke it up in segments. Maybe okay, this episode. Maybe then we could
Mhm.
because I really want to know what the hell did this woman say? She was the mistress. So how did she cut Phaedra? And Phaedra's always like, child.
Allegedly the mistress. I don't think she was the mistress.
Well, whatever she was, at this point, it doesn't even matter because they're not even married or they're in the verge of getting a divorce. But I feel like I wanted to see how Phaedra dealt with confrontation to that extent. I don't think I've ever seen Phaedra deal with anyone coming at her. It's always like, cha. She just, one of those people that
No,
throw
Phaedra is
weapon out her
known for a good read. Okay, so
read.
I would like to see Phaedra like how she was at the old times when she checked. That was monumental when she checked Kenya that time about you don't know if your man is gonna be like coming for like
From the
what she said.
tube or whatever.
E-
He's gonna be a rape. Yeah,
Yes,
let's
ejaculating in
read.
a tube or a child molester, whatever she said.
Let's
But
read.
that read was legendary. So I would like to see that Phaedra come back and be put on a spot and see if she's able to kind of be quick with it like she was before.
That's what I'm saying. She's good with the reading, but she's not good with physical confrontation. So I just wanted to see how it was going to be handled. And I think because of the editing, we don't understand what really happened, and we're kind of like, oh well, Phaedra left because she keeps saying the girl's gonna have her back. And I feel like everybody's against Phaedra, but I think if we fully saw the scene and how the girl came at her, and maybe nobody intervened, like yo, calm down. I feel like there's so much that we missed, and maybe we're not judging her on what actually happened because they didn't show the whole scene.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mean. It's just Jackie and someone talking. I don't remember them talking about anything else worth mentioning but Phaedra.
Yeah.
And I don't think Jackie held Phaedra accountable for anything. It's kind of like, okay, Phaedra left. Now she's saying all the thoughts, but you never said in Phaedra's face.
Yeah. Didn't do it. Yeah, it was acting all like mum, like wasn't doing nothing to kind of like have the girls back. Like she basically said, "You all are mean girls, and you didn't really stick up for yourself or for the rest of the girls." Because there's
Exactly.
no way somebody gonna call me a mean girl and I'm gonna just be sitting there taken it.
And you're
No,
so
I would have
angry.
definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So next scene, they showed Heavenly and Contessa. Oh, same crap about it. Oh, did I try to ruin your marriage? Did I say something about your husband being abusive? It was the same crap. I was like,
I
oh
think
my
they
god.
just doing that. I think they just doing that for show. Like I probably would do that because me, I'm the type of person. Once you do me dirty, that's it. I don't got nothing more to say to you. But I guess for the sake of the show, I would show up and we could have our little meeting, and then I'll probably curse you out, and then we'll give a little scene. So I can see why they did convene and have a scene. But I would give a scene. Whether I'm Contessa or Heavenly, I'm gonna give you a scene. Somebody gonna get cursed out. If I'm feeling, because at the end of the day, that friendship is not going to be there's not gonna be any resolution. So at that point, I'm gonna give a scene. And because there's no point in us getting together unless I curse you out.
Well, I don't think they gave a scene. It was just like where they resolved
Exactly.
it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It was nothing. It was a flop.
Yeah, they kind of said, "Oh, let's just agree to be cordial." But like you said, this scene could have been not even aired. It
Yeah.
was whatever they were trying to get. They didn't get anything from Contessa or Heavenly. I need Contessa to not come back next season.
I need her to give something, but I think it's because she's a friend of. But I'm wondering if she's a wife, is she going to? Because now that Heavenly put her on Front Street, as far as like with her husband and how he is acting and how he was acting toward her, is she really gonna show her marriage, or is she going to be like how it is now? Like really nothing. Like what can she give us? So I don't know, but I do. Matter of fact, I take that back. They have a practice together, so it would show the dynamics of marriage and business and working together. So I kind of am interested in seeing how they kind of work out being married and also having a medical practice together. That is a lot. That's a big deal. That's like black business, black successful business. I want to see it. I want to see what they can offer us, like as far as like the dynamics of business and marriage.
Yeah, she is a friend of the show because they didn't like. Now you're talking about because I'm like, is she really a friend? She is. They didn't show any of that. And
Yeah,
at this
they're
is where you
not.
promote, and there's no promotion but her. There's nothing really with Contessa.
Yeah, so I would like to see her go. I would like to see more of her. Even
I'm not interested. The only thing that was somewhat interesting, I think her and Scott did Botox. Other than that,
they're not
there's
toxic.
Botox.
Oh, others are toxic.
No. I said they showed him getting Botox, but I'm not that interested to know about their business because I'm not interested to know about them individually or as a couple. So I really don't care about their business either.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
moving right along. Next scene, it was Quad and King. He came on, she wearing a bikini. I'm like, oh my god, go on, Miss Quad. And they were
Yeah.
trying to buy her. I mean, he's young. She gotta keep him interested.
Yeah,
They were.
and I do like them together. Like he is like a good. I hope he is really good to her, and it's not just for show and her
I
being phony.
know.
Because they really do look good together. He looks good. When I see pictures of them online, like I did today, I think it was his daughter's birthday or something like that, and you could see like there was cupcakes at the table, and there was a lot of people surrounding them. But his daughter was on one side and she was on the other side, and I just love like how it looked because it's like he's really incorporating her, not just his daughter, but she also was like on his other side with his daughter. So I like that. It just shows me that there's love there because you having your daughter and your woman. It's not your wife, but you still bigging her up like she is.
Yeah, and he's a great dad from what she says, but I think Quad needs to slow her roll and stop promoting him so much. There could be another portion.
Yes, because I did look on his page just to see how much is he promoting her,
That's what
and
I was.
he definitely. Yeah, he's not. She's not on his. She is on his page though. Like I think it was his birthday, where you could see like he put her on there, but it's not a lot. Like I would kind of like back off of like promoting him. Like just like slow your roll a little bit. Like,
too
give it
much
some
on
more
him.
time.
Like she makes him speaks too highly of him. And in this episode, there was a confessional when Shek, when you do you love me or you still love me? She said something. He didn't really say anything. Do you remember that scene? It
No,
was
what was that scene? What
it
happened?
was a confessional between her and King. And she said, "Oh, you know, we butt heads, whatever." She said, but she said something like, "Oh, you love me." And he just like he smirked. He didn't really say anything.
But
Not that
some
he
of these
don't.
men be so dumb. Like, they be like not as expressive as women. A lot of these women be thirsty when it comes to men.
And wanted to hear the words "I love you." I mean, I get
Yeah.
it. I just feel like just stop, quiet. Just
Mom, don't forget I love you.
let it
Don't forget
happen.
I love you.
That's your husband
That's
saying,
the nerve my husband hasn't. That's the nerve to be giving an opinion. He want to be the third co-host. But anyway,
but she. What do you agree? Do you agree or disagree with King? Because she was thinking about him moving into her house, and he's like, that's not how the order of things. That he think maybe they should get a house together. Which
I
we say,
absolutely agree with
no, I'm
King.
like,
This is not a sweet tea situation. Okay, I'm not. Even though it's worse with sweet tea because she's actually in the ex's, the premarital, not premarital, but the ex-marital like household. Like, you actually in quad space. Like, that to me is way over the top. I would never do something like that. So I agree with King. Like, yeah, I'm not moving in with no, even me as a woman, I'm not moving in with a man unless you put maybe if we have to talk, maybe if you put my name on a deed or something, maybe, but I'm not just gonna move in. It gotta be something where I know I gotta be protected. I'm not gonna do it in a way where I'm just moving in. Absolutely not. I don't know how his house is though. I'm sure it's not as grand as her house. So I get why she's wanting him to move in there. But maybe if they put their funds together, they can have something even better than what she. I don't think they need bigger space than what she has. But like he said, and like I think Sweet Tea should have presented that idea to Dr. Greg also. You can rent this and then we can get something together. Yeah, but I'm not moving in here. And that's what Sweet Tea should have did.
and I that made me respect King even more because to me, if he was agree, I'm like, you should be happy a man is not a user or trying to mooch off of you and just move it in there. Like, what is Quad's problem? Like he said, you could just rent this house and we get a house together. Makes sense to me, or sell it or whatever the hell you want to do. But at this point,
Because if she got that house. I do feel her because I do, I'm a single woman. Like, I mean, I'm not single, but I feel like I'm saying I was like I get that whole feeling of like being single and having your own, not having no kids. It's like you have that like proud moment, like where it's like this is something that you got on your own. You grinded it out with no man, no nothing, and it's like she hasn't really like been there for that long to like really
yeah,
like
you wait.
marinate in the success of it all. So I can see how she feels that way because that's how I would feel too if I was in that position. Like, I don't want to just move yet. Like, just move in with me. Like, I want to still relish in my success of what I attained on my own. And he doesn't probably have that. Like, I wouldn't just want to move. Like, she got that nice pool, the jacuzzi,
Yeah,
the waterfall, the this, the that. Like, I still want to relish in what I got on my own instead
but
of
then
just up and leaving and put somebody else in my space that I created for me. Like, to me, it would be hard to detach from.
she ain't ready to get married. Then that's it. She's not ready to move on. They didn't talk about marriage, but she's not ready to build with him at that point because that's what's gonna happen. He, especially him being Jamaican, not a lot of Jamaican men are like that. So I think what he said is true, unless they just continue living apart. And you stay at his house, he stay at your house.
But I think it takes time. Like, what I think right now, that was the beginning stages of the discussion. So I think it's a little bit of like now she just opened the door for the discussion. So I think it's going to take time for her to really think about what's right. What should she do? If you really want to be in a relationship with him, what you got to think about your next steps. If he's not willing to move in, you know what's right. That's a man. Like, he's not going to move in with you and what you created. Like, he wants something together where he can still have a stake in it. Like, where he's moving in with you, his name isn't even on the deed or nothing. So I think if she's a smart woman and she really wants to be with him, like most women do, she gonna sacrifice and get with him and do what he wants.
Yeah,
I'm
and
sure
hopefully they
she
get
is. She loved that man more than he loved her.
and hopefully he gets mad. They get married. She's not just moving in with him. So we'll see. Oh my God, you said
I don't know. It don't seem like he offering that.
yeah, she's really into him. Hopefully he's into her as she is, because she seems, like you said, she's way more into him than he is into her. But maybe he doesn't want to show it
He
on
might
camera.
not be as out. Yeah, he might not be as outspoken as she is, and I just think she is like, who knows what his past relationships were like. I don't know. He might not have. He might have had like healthy relationships, friends. He might have been dating, whatever the case may be. But with her, she's coming out of a marriage that was like abusive, allegedly, and she's been with Dr. G for a while. So to me, it's like this is probably like a breath of fresh air for her. So she's just like all like googly eyed and like bushy tailed and loving him more so. So I get it.
Yeah, so then the next scene, I'm looking at this, but it looked like he missed some stuff, is the contestant's medical mission. Wasn't there a scene with just Dr. G and there was a scene with Dr. G and Sweet Tea on whether or not they should remain in this friend group? And Sweet Tea was like, well, she made it, she felt like she shouldn't like have to fight to be chosen. Or if you guys really want me here, I shouldn't be the one to kind of be like, oh, beg for your friendship. Like, oh, please, I want to be part of this group. So it seems like they were deciding of maybe they were in discussion whether or not they should stay. I guess in the show or not. I mean, I kind of understood what Sweet Tea was saying. Like, and she said, like, I should not be held accountable for my husband's actions. I think a little bit they are being unfair to Sweet Tea. Because they're kind of like, look, it's either this or that. Greg was the one that filed the charges. I don't think Sweet Tea was agreeing to it. Greg, they could still invite her, like, look, we're having this event. We're inviting Quad and King. And they should
But
still
it's couples
invite her.
though. So but
Oh,
it's a package deal. So it's couples. And
yeah.
then the way Sweet Tea is almost like she can't have her own opinion. She does have to consult with him and get it. Her opinion is going to be his opinion. So she can't just have her own opinion. Unfortunately, I would, but because I would talk to him about my opinion, but she has to kind of like see what he feels. And then whatever he feels, that's what it is. So I think that's why she's really not giving a firm answer to the women. She
Yeah.
has to wait on him and see what he feels. So I don't think they can invite her alone. There's no separation. They're a package.
You're right. So do you think they're coming back next season?
If I was Dr. Greg, I would not come back. I wouldn't come back. I don't see no reason. Like, they are not supporting. Like, I'm still Team Greg, even though I don't agree with some of the things he do and how he talked to Sweet Tea. He got a way of expressing himself that it may not be healthy. A lot of these therapists that are giving therapy to people, they need therapy themselves. Okay. He might need a psychiatrist on how to, channel his anger. But I just feel
Oh,
that no, Dr. Greg.
oh, okay. Okay.
What I'm
No, I
saying as
agree.
far as he is, I think like what I'm saying is that my point is I am Team Greg, but I feel like there are some things that I don't agree with. But my point is saying that he might need therapy himself. He's human. But what I'm saying is I don't think I don't think they should come back next season. I don't think Bravo may invite them back next season. At the end of the day, he's calling the cops, which I would do too. But nobody is on their side. And I just think those men are I wouldn't want to mess with them. I would be like, F you. And then I'll be like, I'm out. Like, I would never be trying to come back to the show. I wouldn't wait for Bravo to give me the axe. If I was Dr. Greg, I would leave. Like, I would drop the mic and leave, because at the end of the day, they're not supporting him. And I just don't think it's not like he deserves support from them. Like, at the end of the day, what's his name? I don't know if we're gonna get to that yet because we didn't get to the part where the men start talking. So we can get to
Mm-mm.
that. I just didn't like what they had to say. So we can get to that part when we get to the part.
Okay, so now the scene was Contessa's medical, was it, a medical mission. I mean, nothing really happened there. Quad came, everybody came. They were talking about diabetes, health stuff, and
Well, no,
they
that was when the men had. Isn't that the part where the men did have the discussion?
after, because the women were going back and forth because
Yeah.
uh, Contessa was telling Quad, Sweet Tea basically needs to have the same. Should be able to come to these events, and you guys should be able to cohabitate with each other, be in the same room, and cordial. And then Dr. Heavenly jumped in there and said, "Well, you can't do that when there's like a report out on you, or restraining order, whatever Dr. G did," which is true. So King did not come to that event. All the husbands came. Quad showed up. King didn't come. So Quad felt Contessa was flip flopping, which in a way she was, because in the beginning she was like, "Oh, I understand, I support Quad," and now all of a sudden you're saying, "Oh, Sweet Tea needs to basically be able to come to these places, and Quad needs to be able to accept it." She also told Quad that, I'm not gonna make you feel comfortable, letting you know that Sweet Tea and Greg are coming. And then they went into the men. So I mean, what do you think of what Contessa was saying to Quad?
Yeah, Contessa's. I don't agree with Contessa. Like, you got to open up your eyes. Like, I'm not saying she should be on anybody's side, but at the end of the day, like right now, they both cannot be here together. King got charges that's pending against him, and Dr. Greg doesn't feel right being around him. Like, no one's ready for that yet. They can't be here together right now. In the future, we'll see. It's still pending, but right now, today, they cannot be here. Like, don't be dumb. That's what I would say to her.
Yeah, I agree. So now the next thing is the men. Greg comes in with Sweet Tea, and now he's sitting down with the men, and they all basically feel that he should not have called the cops, because whatever we go through, we should have it's happen amongst the group. We should be able to sit down and talk about it. Goes, men, there was no reason to call the cops. I 100% agree. I agree for everything that those men were saying to Greg, but he was like, "Well, don't I think I need respect too?" He felt like he wasn't being respected. He's like, and then I
He
think he was like,
wasn't.
"You can't tell me I can't say these things to your girl, but she could say whatever the hell she want to say to me." That's what he was trying to tell them. But they just was like, they just was not on his side on this, and kind of told him, like,
That's what I'm
"Look,
saying. I just feel that's why I would exit. If I was Dr. G, I would exit the show because they are not like, come on, not one person. There's nothing Quad or King did wrong. Not one thing. That's what I would be so disappointed about with these men. Like, not one thing. Like, that's just so crazy that not one person is holding Quad or King accountable for anything. So me, now I gotta show and prove, call the cops, do what I gotta do to have my own back and protect myself, because no one out here is protecting me. No one else is having my back. No one else is even talking to them to tell them, listen, back off. To me, if I was the men, I wouldn't even go to Greg and talk to him. I would have went straight to King and said, "Listen, man, you got to make this right. At the end of the day, you did charge at him. Whatever the case may be, we don't need no violence in this group. We understand you trying to protect Quad, but there's a way to do it." That's all. Me as Elisa, I'm saying that, and I think they should have conveyed that to him as professional men. Like, this is a younger man. I think they should have just convened with him and told him, like, you got to make this right now. Like, at the end of the day, you are hurting your livelihood. You hurting Quad's livelihood. You got to make this right. And the only way to make it right is you just got to humble yourself. To me, when it comes to my money, let me tell you something. Even if I don't think I'm right, even if I think I'm right, I'm still gonna bow down and kiss your ass for a moment just to keep the money coming in. I'm not ruining my stream of income for nobody. And these men are actually siding with this newbie, young cat, King, on, like, against him. Like, at the end of the day, y'all just me and King. You have, what's his name? Cecil, who was dealing with another woman, ready to divorce Simone, having his best friend. Y'all rallied around him, had his back. Then you have Dr. Damon, who they accusing him of having some white woman and another side baby. Nobody's like saying anything about that. Then you got freaking Contessa's man, whatever, what's his name? Contessa's man. He's like allegedly abused, verbally abusive, not treating her good. No one is, everyone's having these men's back. But when it comes to Dr. Greg, no one's having his back. No, not nothing. It's crickets, and they siding with King. I would exit that show if I was Dr. Greg. They don't deserve to have me and my wife on here creating scenes for you
The
guys.
thing that, I mean, Damon said, "Oh my God, King is probably one of the most," I think he said, calm, whatever word men he's ever met or have met in a long time. They seem to really like King. I also think maybe there's more to that scene than we saw. Because for them to really be 10 toes down for this King guy that just came in, they seem, maybe we did not see everything that happened. That's what I have to tell myself. Maybe there's parts they edited where we didn't see everything that Greg was doing or saying.
Yeah, but what if we didn't? What if that is all of it? Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why if I was Greg, I would exit because of how they are. Like, Greg gotta have his own back. I think, to me, like, I'm always saying, like, I feel like Greg should have called the cops, because look at now what he's doing now. Because but he should listen. There's a way, like I tell these women who's coming at me online because of my opinion of Greg calling the cops. I understand, because women are saying to me that I don't understand what it is to have protection, man. I definitely understand, because I love me a protector. But I don't want to have a man who's emotional, who's letting words get to him, where he's putting my livelihood at stake. I don't want my money being affected over words. Like, there's a way to let somebody know what time it is without putting hands and feet on them or getting violent where they got to call the cops. And now I can't be on the show. Now my money, I can't promote my business. Quad is being compromised because she don't want to be on the show without her man. She would like him to be at the diabetes gala that he can't be at now because of King losing his temper, charging at Dr. Greg. If that would not have never happened, the cops would not be involved. That wouldn't even be a case. Like an alleged beating would have never happened. But because King lost his temper, now the cops are involved. What's his name? Dr. Greg could get an order of protection against him. All of this is affecting my money if it were me in that position. All of that is compromising me being on the show and continuing to be, making money. So I just would be pissed at that. Like, I'm sorry, that King, I just feel like Dr. Greg is in the right. He should do whatever he got to do. And obviously it's working, because guess what? King can't be around him now. Look at Quad booking up out of there when she saw that King, Greg and Sweet Tea was coming in the building. And Dr. Greg, yeah, I meant to say when Sweet Tea and Greg was coming up in the building, Quad had to make it everything. You thought she was booking up out of there. So Dr. Greg is doing what needs to be done. I'm affecting your livelihood. Now I set you down. Now you got to think about your actions, and now you got to come to me and talk to me if you want to be seen on this show. And even if he does come back on the show later, he still sat them down. And that's what you do. That's what I do. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna be violent with people, but I'm gonna sit their ass down and make them think about your actions, whether it's in a prison cell or whether it's at home. I'm gonna sit you down.
I still think he should not have called the cops because he wasn't touched. But I think all of this again stemmed from Quad. If Quad didn't say what she said, I don't think this would have escalated into the brawl or the attempted fight. So I think Quad, again, her mouth and what she was saying to Dr. G eventually led to this. So, what else happened? So
and why is no one in the group saying that? That's what I'm saying. That's what would disappoint me and anger me more so if I was Sweet Tea and Dr. Greg. Why is no one holding Quad accountable for nothing? King accountable for nothing? Only Dr. Greg? He
Pretty
told
much.
him, you better apologize. And she can say anything that she want to say to you, and you are not to say nothing to her.
Yeah, that's
He's
crazy.
crazy
I
to
don't
even
understand
think he can say something like that.
I don't understand how that's supposed to happen. But that was basically it for that episode. They just basically said, look, man, you need to drop the charges and speak to King. And he's looking like, I don't know what to do.
He
So
was
that was
saying the only person that could fix this is Quad. What do you think about that? Because he was like, do you think that means like, oh, he's in love? Or do you think he's was being
how's
honest? Like, he's
Quad
the
gonna
only person
fix
that can fix this situation?
how? How would she fix it? There's no way. Like they said, somebody said it. There's no way Quad could fix it. I think that kind of made him, oh, maybe me and Quad should have a conversation. There's no way Quad could fix this. What is she supposed to be doing? This is between
I
the
think
two of
I
them.
guess I get what I know, but I get what he meant. I think he meant like
Which
he
was
knows Quad, right? Huh?
no, I'm listening to what you think he meant.
He knows Quad and he knows how, her thought process is or whatever and how she is. He was basically saying, I don't know King. I don't know who he is, but Quad knows Greg. She knows King. So she is able to mediate the situation and bring some type of resolution if she wants to. He should be the one to do it. Or King shouldn't be the one to do it. I think she is the middleman. Like she's the middle person that can make it right if she wants to, whether it's apologizing, whether it's bringing everybody together and saying, listen, like I did this. I probably shouldn't. She ain't gonna never do that. She ain't never gonna hold herself accountable. But she could just be like, listen, let's just coexist here today. I know how you are with your temper. I know how you are. You trying to protect me, but let's just go on. We got a show to produce. We got a show to continue on. We all need to make money. We all successful. We all got money, and there's a stream of income. Let's go. Stop playing. So I just feel like if she did something like that, it would help out the situation where it would get everybody on board and they can continue on. But for her to not say anything, nobody's saying anything, everybody's against Greg, it's not gonna work. It's like everybody's at a standstill right now, but no one is trying to bring some type of resolution except telling Dr. Greg to drop the charges and that King is such a great person. That's the only thing y'all got to say to me. That's
I
not
mean,
going to be the resolution.
if I was Quad, I wouldn't say nothing either. Like whatever, because if I wouldn't even care. If I was Quad and knowing that everyone, the cast is on my side, why would I care? Why would I care of trying to? Oh, you need to talk. No, I wouldn't give a damn. I just know, okay, we can't be in the same spaces.
I
My
would at the end of the day,
I don't care about Greg. Why?
I would when it comes to my money, I start thinking
Yes,
about
his
stuff
money.
like to me,
Quad's money's not being affected by this.
no, their money, her money too. No, her
How?
money too. At the end of the
She's still
day,
on the show. She's still on the show.
because like I feel like this. Yes, because Quad needs them just as much as they need Quad. Like I just feel like that in itself, that whole dynamics of King and Quad, Sweet Tea and Dr. Greg, like that is an episode in itself. Like that's a whole dramatic, weird dynamics going on within themselves, and that creates episodes, and that substantiates Quad's existence on the show. So to me, if I were Quad, I would be thinking about my money. And to me, I would make a episode out of this. I'd be like, listen, let me go talk to them. I would probably go by myself. Like, listen, King, let's just stay right there. I'm gonna just speak to my ex-husband and his woman. I'm gonna let them know, like, listen, I didn't mean no harm, whatever, whatever. Let's just continue on with this episode. I would make an episode out of trying to bring resolution, trying to get him to drop the charges. Like I would keep continuing on. I would not want them to leave. And I know Heavenly keeps saying, like, what'd you say?
I said the show will go on if, let's say, with Quad, people are still interested in her life with King. Is she gonna have? Maybe she might get pregnant by next time. There's a lot of things that can happen between now and next season that they don't really need Sweet Tea because the beef can't keep going on. Because if Greg even dropped the charges,
That also, yes.
can't keep going on. There's not gonna be any more beef.
But but how much? Yeah, but it could still be more. Like I want, like to me, yes, with her King having a baby, great. But also, it could be good for Dr. G and Sweet Tea. Like they have also
They have a baby.
stories that could develop. That's what I'm saying. And I know that has nothing to do with Quad, but I'm just saying, along with their story, they're separate stories. They also have a story of their dynamics together, whether they come in episodes and it's weird. Oh my goodness, another gala. They all coming together. They all like, to me, that's still highlights of like stimulus of the meat and potatoes of certain episodes. To me, I wouldn't want them to leave. To me, I would relish in shit like that, where I could have them all like together, where it's going to still substantiate me later on. Maybe like you said, there's other things they can focus on, but there's still some storyline there that needs to be developed. Whether it's them having a resolution, if it's them coexisting, there's something there that I still wouldn't want to just chop off and end it like that. There's more to develop, more money to be made. I'm about the money.
And seeing Sweet Tea, the truth about her and Dr. G's relationship, like more scenes of them at home, things, the way they caught him talking crazy to her, you know, seeing more things like that, and seeing like their relationship was not as good as she made it seem. So I think with them being on the show, we get to see the real truth about their relationship, because he seems like he doesn't even care if the camera's around. He's gonna say whatever the hell he wants. With Quad, I think if they show more episodes, we may find out a little bit more about King. Is he as great as he is? Maybe bring more people into it, but I don't know where the show is going to go next season if one of them leaves. So I do get that. But I think if the audience were to speak, I think most people would rather Quad than Dr. G and Sweet Tea. But I don't know. This girl, the lady Mimi, seems cool. It doesn't seem like she's going to start any drama. They would have to bring another couple. And who's that next couple? I mean, Phaedra's gone. They can't bring Apollo. I don't know where the show's gonna go. Right now, it seems like there's not much hope for this show. I don't see who.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I feel like with just Quad and them, I would still like try to get some more episodes out of that. Like you said, I do think people would prefer Quad and King rather than Sweet Tea and Dr. Greg. But I just feel like the four of them still could create more episodes and like give us some more with their whole like messy situation. To me, I wouldn't let that go. Like I just don't think people realize how much Sweet Tea and Dr. Greg brought to the show. These highlights and these high points of these episodes are due to Dr. King and Sweet Tea. Like I don't think people realize like that's why a lot of people are tuned in with the fight, all the things that happen, all this weirdness, all these vibes and stuff, these nasty things, the police charges, the Sweet Tea, and the ladies having issues with each other. All of this is due to Sweet Tea and Dr. Greg being on the show. A lot of this season was centered around them, whether we want to, give them credit or not. A lot of it was due to them.
Last year too, and heavily having beef with Sweet Tea. It is, but we'll see what happens next. We'll see how it ends. Let's see how it ends. I think the final episode is coming up tomorrow. So let's see how it ends. The reunion, they showed the clips of the reunion. Let's see.
And it looked like Simone and Quad is gonna have a showdown.
I don't know what the showdown is gonna be about. I thought they were good. It's probably due to the Sweet Tea.
No, you didn't see the new clips. Must have seen the new clips. They're about to like go like put the paws in on each other.
But now my question is does that have to do with Sweet Tea? Most likely. It's probably involved.
No, it does not. What it has to do with is it's still about Quad not getting over the fact that they tried to like banish her from being on the season. Yes, it's about that, and basically it comes back up, and Dr. Simone is basically saying like, Quad, you gave us your ass to kiss. And then I think the part that got to Quad and got under her skin is Simone said, that's why now you getting the karma you deserve. So I think that hit a soft spot, because it's like, what karma? I think she's making reference, because remember last reunion, Simone made reference to the pool incident with that drowned in Quad's pool.
I hope that's
But
not what
would you not think that if you're in Quad's position and somebody says my life is good, I got my big old property, I got a new man, everything's going great in my life, and then you tell me this is the karma that you deserve now because of the way you gave us your ass to kiss. Of course, to me, I'm gonna think you referring to my niece.
Jesus Christ.
So
I hope
that's where they start going to blows. What you think? How would you handle that?
I would, because I don't think it has anything to do with the situation with Sweet Tea and Greg. If you saying
Exactly.
karma,
So, and then remember,
um,
Simone's the same one that brought it on the scene. She brought
and
it on
people
the
are
reunion
mad.
last.
Yeah, everyone's mad about that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
And now you talking about is the karma you deserve.
No, that's terrible for little girl passing away. I really hope that's not what someone said. And if she said that,
Well, I
clarify
don't
right
think
away.
they're going to know. I'm sure she's gonna backpedal from it because she said it, and then they go to blows over it. Because I watched actually Dr. Heavenly's her episode. She went on live today, so she said that
Oh,
too.
I didn't
That's where I'm
see it.
getting
She
this tea
mentioned that.
from.
Oh, she mentioned. I didn't
She
see her.
mentioned that. Like what I'm saying to you about the karma and what happened at the reunion, Heavenly said that today.
And she said that she thinks it's about the pool incident.
She didn't say that, but because I guess Quad is watching, so I don't think everybody's like tiptoeing around like that. But I know if you watch it, you kind of get the drift of like what Heavenly is saying, like that's what triggered Quad. She said that when she said the point about when Simone said you get in your karma right now, Dr. Heavenly said that triggered Quad. That specific phrase right there that she said to Quad triggered her. And that's what Heavenly said. So why would that trigger her? To me, I would think that's what she meant. And then she also said what I'm saying to you now about how Simone's the one that brought certain things last season at the reunion. What else would she be referring to?
I really hope she didn't do that. That would have been crazy if she did that. I really hope someone. She already screwed up last season.
Well,
I
I
hope she.
think you're not gonna know though. If she brings that up, you're not gonna know if that's what she's referring to. And then when you get this backlash, you're gonna be like, "Oh no, I didn't mean that. What? What you talking about? I didn't mean that kind of karma." So she's probably gonna like backpedal Simone if she's smart.
Ugh, I just hope that's not what she said. But that was basically the end of this episode. We gotta wait and see the season finale. Maybe I gotta look at Heavenly's YouTube, but that was it. This episode, there wasn't much happening. So let's wait for season
Yeah,
finale.
that's it.
All right, so please continue to like,
Mm-hmm.
subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please don't forget to hit the notification button so you can join us live for us to discuss more Married to Medicine and also Atlanta Housewives. Bye.
Yes, support is free. Please do so and hit that like and subscribe, like Farrah said. Toodles.
Bye.